Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, I see YouTube Live. I see the other YouTube Live. Okay. Twitch is live. There we go. That's what I like to see. Hello, everybody. How's it going? I know I'm a little late. A lot late. But it's fine. We can forgive it. We can forgive that, right? Boop. Alright. There's my taxes. 240 times. Nice. And then I need to come over here and make sure everything in the Discord actually did post. The Twitch link posted. The YouTube link is still trying. We'll wait on that. I've been trying to automate some of my job so that it's a little easier for me to just do stuff. But unfortunately, the bots have different plans. And I don't know what to do about that. I do not know what to do about that. Okay. Let me... Why is it still not started? I mean, I know it's only been a minute, but I'm just worried if I don't post it, then it won't go in, and it needs to go in. I don't think it's gonna go, though. Okay. Well, I suppose I should probably just grab the links then. That's easy enough to do. So we've... And there they go. Okay. Publish. There we go. Okay. We're good now, I think. I don't think we need to do anything else. Boop, boop. Alright. Welcome on in, everybody. Hope you're doing well. We should be getting things going here very soon. Good to see you all. And... Alright. We're clear. Today we're playing on the Forever World, which you guys haven't seen yet. This is something that is going to be in a video soon. So bear with me here. I've not streamed on this instance at all, so it may not be optimized for streaming, and we may need to tweak things as we go. But this is a good test run. Hello, Lane Prescott. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Hello, hello. All right. Let me give you guys a quick rundown of what's here. This is kind of like your early bird bonus, you know? If you pop into the streams, you get to see things before they're live, or on video, I suppose, rather. I have a very basic interior here. I actually live in a dirt hut. Surprise, surprise. It's nothing too crazy. I'm actually intending on staying in here, but I do want to fix some things up. I think it could use some texture variation. I think we could do some more with the floor to kind of keep it interesting. Just generally speaking, there needs to be more done. But we have a very basic dirt shack. I've got various chests around, really bad storage. I'm going to put that on. We've got copper. Lots of copper. So that's kind of in my life source right now. And I have no clue how this is going to go. I have no clue how this is going to go. Nathan, congrats on grabbing first, and thank you for spending your taxes. I appreciate it. Hello, hello. Swifty, why you know first? I got to get used to these new times. Me too, dude. Me too. I was getting ready at, like, 6:50, and I was like, oh man, stream is about to start. I need to hurry it up. And I was like, wait a minute, I've got time. It still ended up making me late, but that's okay. Hello, Emmy. Welcome on in. Thank you for spending your taxes. I appreciate it. Hola Oso. No, how did I say it before? Inglés solos, por favor. Gracias. I, like, completely butchered that. I'm so sorry. And then, this is the outside, so it's, like, very ugly still. There's a lot to actually show in the videos, so, like, just keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm trying to get the grass to grow over top of it. That'll help a little bit because it's just brown. I also want moss, and I also need, like, just some leaves I think would look really good. Some texture variation with some mud, or packed mud, rather, would look really cool. And then there's a lot that we're going to do out here as well, but I just don't have the means to get that stuff yet because we're very early in the game. Like, I'm still operating off of stone tools and copper and very basic iron. So, you know, we could definitely do with more of everything. just more of everything right now. Today's focus is going to be on going to the mines and trying to get as much material as we can from down there. I would like to get a full set of diamond gear. Ideally enough to even get an enchantment table. We'll see how that goes, though. I am also going to really quickly finish smelting up this iron, and we could kind of upgrade some of our gear here. I think a better sword would make sense, which I already have the means to make. We could probably do with... I'm going to leave the spear here. I'm going to be so real with you guys. The spear sucks. It got me killed more than a few times. Way more than a few times. Hello, Sigma-able. Hello, welcome. Sub to this, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words. Welcome back from the ads, Twitch. Hope you guys are doing okay. Sorry about those. I know they suck, but I can't stop them. I just have to let them go. Boop. We also will need to set up a decent food source at some point, but that's not for stream. So we'll just hold off on that for now. I'm gonna do that. We can leave the hoe. This axe is about to break, but I don't care. We'll bring that with me. And then we may need the shovel while we're down there, I suppose. Okay. Reg, I have something I need to tell you. What's up? I may have a response that I need to tell you, Griff. Hello, TJ. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Hello. It's good to see you. Let's do crafted down there, and then we'll just keep the logs and spruce planks up top. I think that's a good play. Hello, Nikita. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Swifty, thank you for spending your taxes. Nikita, thank you as well. Emmy forgot about your existence. Emmy! Ugh. And to think we were friends, man. Ugh. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do about that? Probably nothing, because I'm gonna forget, if I'm honest. But I can't believe you forgot. I'm gonna forget about you forgetting now. Put the iron right there, and then we've got 16. That is enough for some armor. I'm gonna do... that. I think it's just the wisest use of my iron. I don't know that to be true, but I'm gonna say it is. Also, we've got this random brick. I'm just gonna put that there, I guess. This will be my random stuff chest for now. And we're good? I think we're good. Okay. So no harm, no foul. I guess that's a good point. Yeah. We'll say no harm, no foul. Oh, never. This is blasphemy. Forgoing about each other's existence. What a mutual agreement. I think it's the best agreement you can make with anybody. Also, if it's lagging at all, let me know, guys. There's a lot of things I can tweak on this instance specifically. I do want to also turn on some music. I guess it was at 10. I probably should leave it there for the sake of me later. Okay, let's try that. Alright. Oh, it's night. Okay, let's sleep. Boop. Electro swing is great stream music. It's not my cup of tea personally. I just listen to the Minecraft music, honestly. That's my my preference on it. Most people who watch Minecraft streams can get behind a good Minecraft soundtrack. Okay. Catch you guys up. Episode 1 hasn't come out yet. Or episode 0 is actually what it's going to be titled. But when it does come out, everything will make sense. So I'm not going to sit here and explain everything to you. You can ask questions. I will answer questions. But I'm not going to like sit here and tell you, oh yeah, this is everything that's going to happen in the episode. Because that would defeat the purpose of the episode. So, what you need to know is we have a very basic ugly home. Yes, I'm aware it's ugly. Yes, I will fix it. Probably. I also happen to live right next to a huge cave right here. And that's where we're going to go mining. I'm going to try my absolute best to get full diamond by the end of the stream. We're only going to stream for about 2 to 3 hours, though. So, it's not going to be a super long stream. I don't have, like, a ton of resources on me. We very well could die and lose everything. That's another very real possibility. I wasn't going to stream this today, but I'm kind of, like, really itching to play the Forever World. I've been editing and editing and editing, and I think I've put in, like... Yeah, I want to say it's been about 5 hours on the Forever World for just editing alone. That doesn't include the recording time, which is, like, 3 hours, and... some of the other planning sessions that I've had that were various times as well. So it's been a long time coming, and I couldn't hold back. This needs to happen anyway for the next episode, so I was gonna have to put it on hold until Sunday at the latest. I didn't want to do that either. We're gonna record it with or flashback, sorry. That way I can kind of get into I can sneak it into the episode just a little bit. We're not going to take any copper with us. I'm going to kind of ignore that because we've got plenty. What I'm mostly looking for is iron, diamonds, coal, and a little bit of redstone as well. That looks dangerous. That is not what we want to see. There's some tuff. Tuff is good. We could even use the dripstone blocks now that I'm thinking about it, for the dirt house, probably. We need the redstone. Let's just keep going down this way, though, and see where it naturally leads us to. Yay, editing. Editing is fun. I actually am enjoying this editing a little bit more than the last one. And it's because you can record the episode and edit at the same time. Which sounds so weird, because the way I'm usually editing things, you can't do that. Like, that's just not possible. It's very possible now, because you record in parts. So, the way I have my episodes set up, it does a intro recap. So I recap what happened in the last episode, and then I do a slight introduction to what we're doing in this episode. Then it goes to what I'm calling just body 1. So, you know, in most, like, papers, for example, you have, you know, your introduction, your body, all your different points within that body, and then you do your next introduction for your next topic. It's kind of like that for me. So I've got intro, body, and then I do a time lapse, and then we've got another body, and then on top of that, sometimes there's an extra time lapse, and then you have your teaser and outro. And that's just how I have it all set up. So as I record each section, if I don't have to jump right into another thing, then I just quickly edit that portion, and it makes it go by so fast. It's just the introduction took a lot more editing this time, because there's a lot more to say. There's a lot of background to why the world is even starting. And I want to make sure it's a proper introduction for people who haven't met me before, you know? Okay. Hola, Jade. Solo English, por favor. Ooh, wait. I need you. Don't mind if I do. Thank you. Okay, squid ink is like, well, glow ink especially is something that I just haven't found yet. Not been to the mines very much. Outside of, oh, that's redstone. That did not look like redstone. That looked like coal. Okay, I'm colorblind, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, the extent of my mining so far has just literally been, oh, we're going to, you know, get into copper gear, we're going to try to get some iron, and then we're going to work on some stuff. The episode did not go to plan at all. So we got copper, we got very little iron. But it looks like we're finding enough this time around. I want to make sure I don't miss too much. I could come back down, but I'm not really intending to. We'll see how this goes. We will see how this goes. Come on. There we go. And then we're already at deep slate, so I guess let's just keep going down. I'm gonna hold this in my offhand for now. We can always swap back to shield if we need to. So far, I haven't found any mobs down here, though. We're good, I think. I don't know where they're all at, but they're not down here. And that's what matters to me right now. Oh, I just had to say something. There are diamonds, though. I will not say no to diamonds. Come on. There we go. Okay. Give me that. That is a big cave. And more diamonds. Okay, let's go grab some of these really quick and then we'll be good to go. And just like that, first diamonds, baby. Let's go. Okay. What do I want to do here? We still need iron, regardless. I'm gonna try to refrain from building, like, large farms for a little bit. As much as I do like having iron farms and having, you know, crazy farms of any nature, with the lack of time constraints that we have on this world, I really feel kind of strongly that I don't need to farm unless I'm building unless I'm building like a crazy structure of some sort that requires massive amounts of gold, iron, copper, redstone, or what have you. If it's about my own personal enjoyment, then like that's a different thing. If it's just about making it super easy, then that's a whole other problem as well. Found diamonds already. I'm clearly doing something wrong. No, you're playing it your way. That's all that matters, Nikita. You're playing just right. All right, let's try this. Come on. I haven't decided if I like the color lighting. Like, it makes sense, and I'm sure it looks really good for certain builds, but it keeps doing it for the experience orbs, and I'm not really a fan of that. So I may have to see if I can change that setting around. This is also a great time for me to mention. I mentioned it in the episode. If there's not like if there's a mod in here that's kind of like, I'm not a huge fan of that, let me know. I kind of picked up a bunch of them just because I was like, this could be fun to try. It's a little experiment. I am more than happy removing things because it makes my computer run a little better. And it also, it's one less thing I have to wait on to update when the next game drop comes out, which will be sometime in spring. I was digging for over an hour earlier and got nothing. Oh no! That's unfortunate, Nikita. Did it, like... Were you caving, or were you just, like, strip mining? I have really bad luck strip mining. Caving, I can do okay in. It's just, it's really dangerous, so I tend to die. Usually after I get copious amounts of diamonds. Okay, we're gonna go down. You know, I think I find my way back up. I don't need to, like, make this super clear. Okay, we were just here. We're good. So we need to get down there to those diamonds. I need to be careful not to get too distracted. But I'm getting very distracted, I think. It's an easy mistake, I would say. But I don't want to lose diamonds. I don't want to lose gold or iron or anything like that. Okay. Yoink. Okay, so how many diamonds do we need for a full set? Like, what, 26? Or something like that? Hey, Gamma, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Hello, hello. We've got 6. That's not bad. That's a good start. I will say it does pain me a little bit because I usually speed through the game. I'm used to having, like, Fortune 3 by now just to get all my diamonds, so I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now exactly. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, that's part of the early game. I'm intentionally not getting villagers right now, for example. I'm intentionally kind of taking it slowly, playing the game as if I were kind of new. Not completely and totally new, but not exactly like the most comfortable with the game either. There's definitely a spider spawner somewhere over here. Surely. Ooh, this is bad. Okay. Okay. Maybe there's not. But it kind of looked like there was. I don't know. Lucats, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. And Gamma. Rip Twitch SMP, yeah. Twitch SMP is dead. But, the good news is it gives me time to actually just chill and play my own Minecraft world. Which I haven't ever done, really. This is the first time in, as far as I can tell, since I started streaming. Like, I have not had a long-term survival world since then. I'd actually like to show you guys some of my old worlds at some point, like through a video or something. I think that'd be cool. Eat, I do need to eat. You're right. Thank you, Junior. These berries aren't really doing me justice, I don't think. We may need to... I know next episode I'm wanting to actually, like, sit down and get a bunch of animals together. But, it's not going so well. The area I spawned in, it's taigas as far as you can see. So many spruce trees. Which, there are some animals in there. Like, I've got some chickens. So I can make my book and quills. I guess this is a good time for me to mention. I'm doing, like, in my world, I'm gonna be doing comments or questions of the day. which will probably be obtained through... Oh. Okay. Which will probably be obtained through Discord, but maybe also through the comments section. I haven't decided yet. But that's definitely in the plans. Does it multiplayer? This is not multiplayer, no. I used to play on a multiplayer server, and I used to own one as well, but those are all currently offline. This is just my single-player survival world, though. Found a cave, died, found another cave, died again, then went with randomly digging for a bit. Clearly didn't work, though. Too unlucky for that. Oof. I'm sorry, Nikita. That sounds pretty rough. I'm right there with you on the dying in caves. I mean, I've almost died a couple of times down here already. Really good food helps with that. So, like, steak, golden carrots if you have them. But that's not realistic to have. Or if you can just get yourself some iron armor beforehand as well, that definitely helps too. But it's really easy to get down there and you're like, man, I would hate to lose this cave, so I'm going to keep going around. And then before you know it, you end up dying because you got a little greedy or whatever, you know. I get greedy down here. That's my downfall. Which is going to be exactly why I set a timer today. We've still got an hour 45 down here at most. So, we're good. We're safe. Again, please call me Omar. All right, I'm going to try to remember. You can correct me if I'm wrong. If I ever, like, forget, like, you just tell me. I'm like, okay, I'll remember eventually. If I get bitten by spiders, how many times will I turn into Spider-Man? I would hope at least once. Although I've been bitten by a lot of spiders, and unfortunately, I have never actually become Spider-Man. It's such a scam. I don't know what's with that, guys. But I feel like I deserve it. I was bit by several wolf spiders a couple of years back. My room just was the place that they would sit around, and I let them live intentionally for a while because they were eating the stink bugs. And we had a lot of them. It was kind of a problem. I just live in that belt where they're very prevalent. And I was like, you know what? Screw this. The spiders will eat them. But the spiders ate all of them and then started trying to eat me, which didn't go great, I guess. I don't... It didn't hurt. It didn't make me sick or anything. It just left a really big lump on my back. Okay, we got all that. Good. I've been told to make a Christmas haul video despite it being very late after Christmas. I mean, if people want to see it, then you should do it. Unless you just really don't feel like it. In that case, don't do it. Do what you want to do. Do you play Roblox? I do not, no. I have not played Roblox in a very long time, and I only played it that one time. Did you see the new snapshot? I did. I actually really like it. A lot of people don't, or they don't like parts of it. But I'm actually a huge proponent for it. I really do like it. Admittedly, when I showed everybody in my video, I did freeze the mobs so that they were easier to showcase. So that didn't help the opinion on it. In actual gameplay, most features in Minecraft are just fine, even if people hate them. Like, for example, one that I can recall off the top of my head, crafting saddles. A lot of people made a huge stink over that, saying that it was stupid and you're taking away the rarity of the saddle. But I've not actually seen any... I've actually seen more people using the saddle because of that. More people actually have a reason to have a mount because you can craft a saddle. Like, I don't even have a saddle in this world yet because I've not gotten enough leather, but it's going to make it so that I actually have a horse before I get an elytra, you know? That's kind of really nice to have. Name tags, another thing that I'm fully a good proponent of. Like, I think craftable name tags is good for the use that they're probably trying to encourage with name tags. Being able to name your pets without having to just stumble upon a name tag in the wild or do villager trading is nice. I think moving away from locking everything behind trades or just RNG is actually a goated move. And I think a lot of people are just scared of change. It looks like every single part of the animal is a block. I mean, what do you expect? It is Minecraft. Like, people were complaining that the warden was too complicated looking and that it didn't look blocky enough, and now we're complaining that babies look too blocky. Like, I see what you're saying. I just don't agree with it. Like, I think there's no happy medium there besides just saying it's going to be blocky, and that's what we've come to expect out of Minecraft. My main issue with the baby mobs, I feel like they're kind of fixing things that aren't really wrong. I mean, I can see that, sort of, but I also don't necessarily think that's a reason for them to not touch things. Otherwise, you know, everybody would have a problem with every update. Like, I don't think they needed to add the happy gas, for example. But I love that the happy gas is a feature. I don't use it, but I love it. I don't think we needed a spear or a mace, but I'm glad that we've gotten those things because it adds to the overall hierarchy to the game. It gives you options to mess around with based on your resources and your environment. And then, you know, the mobs, like, I'm actually all for them adding mob variants. I'm all for them changing the baby mobs because it's good for immersion. It looks much more clear, to me anyway, that it's a baby instead of just being a mob with dwarfism, you know? Like, I'm 100% for it. That doesn't mean you have to be 100% for it, but that's just my take on it. I think if we didn't touch things that didn't need fixed, especially with the drop system, we just end up adding a bunch of things and a bunch of people getting ignored that, you know, the game isn't getting updated the way they want it to. Because there's plenty of people out there who do like these smaller updates that are more about textures and about, more about the overall, just, immersion and really cuteness of the game. It also adds, you gotta also look at it from the point of, marketing. Mojang needs to sell toys. Minecraft has been around a very long time. So most people already have a copy of the game. So what's our best solution to that? Well, we gotta sell merchandise. It's not a bad thing that that's what they're doing, but I do think they have to be careful about that, though. The old baby mobs were a little weird, but there wasn't really a huge issue with them. But the things that are wrong and can be fixed, like potions being confusing and enchanting books. I mean, I definitely agree those things can be fixed. But here's my point of view on it. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. What I'm seeing with, I need one more stick. Maybe there's like a mine shaft or something up here. But Minecraft, it really has a cycle to it. So what I'm seeing right now with the overall drop system is essentially that they are... hello, Tracy. Welcome on in. So Spring to Life update, last update in spring, it was built around immersion and pleasing a very, very small, I wouldn't say small, it's a very non-vocal group of people. You know, they're just happy to have updates. They like having variety. You know, they're not the main content creators, but they're a very large group of people in the Minecraft space. And then you had the Happy Gas drop, which introduced a new mechanic, and it was, you know, it adds a new mechanic and it changes or adds something large to the game as well. Vibrant Visuals was a good example of that. It still hasn't come to Java, but it will be coming to Java in the near future. And then you have the Fall drop, which was the Copper Age. Copper Age, it just expanded upon a feature. So I would say that's probably the more likely time you'll see potions or enchanting getting an update or a fix is probably during the fall, if they continue that pattern. Because this just looks like part 2 to Spring to Life to me. What do you think about the new babies? I actually like them. I like the new babies. It took me a second to get used to the rabbits, but I do like them as well. Yeah, I would say, quite honestly, there it is. Okay, I was looking for that. I would say Minecraft is just operating in a cycle, so if it doesn't come around yet, it will come around soon. The drops system just allows them to do more without having to focus on one specific area of the game within each drop. Or, well, each drop focuses on one area, but they can do the same amount of work in 1 year, just over a larger area. Because marketing can be a lot hyper-focused and sell toys. Because that's ultimately, like, again, as much as we probably hate it, that's really the only way Minecraft is going to make money. They can't sell new copies of an old game. So you gotta find new ways to make money off of the current player base. Okay, I am missing my furnace. It's somewhere over here. It must be further back. I'm kind of getting worried. We're getting into a Ship of Theseus paradox here. If you change all parts of Minecraft, is it still the same Minecraft? I would argue yes, it's still the same Minecraft. It's the same premise. You know, the game itself follows the same design. I mean, I could definitely see why it would be a concern. But, you know, I don't think they're ever gonna, like, truly change everything. Like, you know, in the Ship of Theseus paradox, it's kind of like, well, it requires every board to be changed. I don't foresee every board in Minecraft being changed, because that would require them to remove, or change, you know, certain blocks. It would require them to remove or change certain mobs to being entirely different. And I think, honestly, if we're so focused on Minecraft staying the same, then we're never going to see it grow. This is why a lot of YouTubers disappear, is because instead of changing, they refuse to change, and, you know, their audience moves on. This is also true about games. If you don't change up what you're doing, and you only ever do the same thing over and over again, people will get tired of it. So, like, yes, they could add new mobs, they could add new biomes, but without first going through and updating the old ones to function in a way that a younger or newer audience might expect, it just doesn't work. Minecraft is one of those games, while yes, it's so popular, actually, not everybody's played it or played it to the same extent. So, changing up farming mechanics, I'm all for it. Hello, Lewis. Please don't spam. Thank you. You know, I'm not against them changing things, though. I think even, like, for example, the Creeper, I would love for them to change some things about it. Like, I think the Creeper is one of the biggest paradoxes in Minecraft, because Minecraft themselves have basically said it would not have arrived in this current, you know, and the current game design philosophy that Minecraft has, where the world doesn't change unless the player influences it. You know, the Creeper is the one influencing the change just by existing, which is not really good. Leroy Tankins, hello, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well, dude. It's good to see you today. But, you know, the Creeper would not have been added. That is plain and simple the truth. And they've pretty much all but said that. That doesn't mean they're going to remove the Creeper, but I wouldn't mind them actually reworking the Creeper so that if it did blow up and destroyed blocks, the blocks would at least all drop. Right now, currently, if a Creeper explodes, some of the blocks just don't drop on the ground. And that's kind of frustrating. That would be a great solution to fixing that. But I don't know what the ultimate solution would be to, you know, for example, players who... You'd almost have to have two versions of Minecraft, and this is where it would get really confusing because you'd actually have to have 4 because of Bedrock Edition. You have Minecraft Classic, or Old School Minecraft, if you're going to use the RuneScape version. And then you'd have the other Minecraft. So Old School Minecraft focuses on just maintaining and adding to what's already there. The other Minecraft isn't afraid to go through and change up things. It isn't scared to, you know, ruffle a few feathers on occasion. And that could fix things, possibly. I don't know if it would, though. Okay, that was almost really bad. Do you think they would add a rabbit jockey? Well, with the size of the rabbits right now, I wouldn't say that's impossible. In fact, I would argue it's more probable, because they did do some changes to the jockey spawning, if I'm not mistaken. They fixed some of the issues that were causing it. So it's pretty nice to think about that as a possibility. And that may be why they changed the size. I like the new size changes for the rabbits just because I can actually hit them. Their hitboxes are just that much bigger. It's so nice. Is the vertical Twitch a setting or is it default now? It is a setting. I signed up for the beta to test it. I'm not overall really happy with it. But if you want to swap to the other view, you can tap your screen, and I think it's in the top right. It says switch to horizontal or classic view or something like that. My internet is really struggling. I keep missing bits of the story. Oh no, I'm sorry, Nikita. I hope your internet gets better. It's 3:20 a.m. Oof. Go sleep. Go sleep. Thank you for hanging out, Omar. Appreciate it. I have no clue how to say your name, but this is not a server. Sorry to tell you, dude. I'm trying it for now, but yeah, it's strange. It will take a while to get used to, I think, but I do like that they're offering it. This goes right back to what I was saying about Minecraft and changing. I don't think they should be a vertical first platform. That's beyond stupid, but I do think Twitch should experiment. They should try to get a new audience, because I think some of this is just old people being old. No offense to anybody out there who may disagree with me here, but I'm gonna say something that you're probably not gonna like. We need to welcome young people into our spaces. You know, as much as I like having my stuff and I like having it my way, that doesn't automatically mean it's the right way. And we need to accept that. And that doesn't mean all change is good automatically either. That there's an important distinction there. It's just, if it's not hurting us that Twitch is adding a vertical feature, I don't think we should just like automatically dog on it because we don't like TikTok or whatever, you know. I do think it's I do personally not like it, but I offer it because there are some people out there who may prefer it, and you know, it's an option. It doesn't hurt me at all to test it just because I've got the resources and I'm already doing it on YouTube. So I might as well give it a shot. But I don't like dogging short form just because I don't understand it. I actually have been posting more short form lately and I've enjoyed it a little bit more. Can you leave me alone, please? Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Okay, we're back to berries. That's a weird thing. I should not be lagging. Not like that. Okay, let's just sit here and heal for a minute. Rabbit Jockey. It's so wild that Minecraft movie comes out in 2029. Yeah, there's another one, right? They're working on Minecraft movie too. I'm excited for it. I loved the first one. I had a great experience. Trying it for now, but yeah, it's strange. I'm kind of old, to be honest. It's okay, me too. I'm probably younger than you, but I classify myself as pretty old. King, I gotta go soon. I only have 5 minutes left on my break. I like your cut, G. Are you getting Hightail and using code PCGus? If I do buy Hightail, I probably will use code PCGus, yes. PCGus is a great guy. Deserves every bit of commission that he could get off of that. But I may not buy it. I don't know. I think Hightail is a hype game right now. I want to wait and see how it actually turns out before I just jump on the train. I understand why people are hyped for it, but I don't think it's a Minecraft killer like a lot of people have exclaimed it to be. I think it'll coexist, probably more than anything. You know, people are saying Fortnite would kill Minecraft. People are saying Roblox would kill Minecraft. You know, the longer I live, the more I realize people will say things and they probably are only a little right, but so long as Minecraft keeps evolving, nothing will actually kill it. It will just be more inspired by other things. I agree, I just bought it to support the cause and Gus. That's fair. That is completely fair, and that's a valid reason, you know? I don't think anybody buying Hightail is automatically on the hype train just because of that. I think some people genuinely do believe in it, and I do too, to some degree. I just don't believe it's a Minecraft killer or anything like that. I think it's gonna exist and people will play Hightail or they'll play Minecraft, or some people will probably play both. But I don't foresee it replacing each other. This you? What's up, Ghostface? Hello. You're ancient. I don't think I call you old. That's crazy. That's crazy. I find it funny the entire memes channel in the Discord is just Nathan posting a meme and King reacting with a laughing emoji. You know, I love the memes channel because oh, hello. Skeletons are deadly. I'm playing in hard mode. So this is like automatically scarier with just berries. Okay. Man. But yeah, I like going there because I don't really get on social media very often, so I actually see memes that I've never seen before. But they're Facebook quality, so they're just like me. Yeah, you're not old, dude. Okay, I'll take it. I'll accept it. It's a good compliment. Thank you. Am I dreaming or am I real? You're dreaming. You're actually fake. Welcome on in, Coral. Appreciate. So 200 tax submissions. GG. Holy cow, dude. Wow. That's a lot. That is a lot. GG, dude. What's the hardest thing you've ever done in Minecraft? I beat the game in like 3 hours. I've built a couple of mega builds, and I have trying to think what else have I done that's really hard in Minecraft. Like I've not really done a ton. I love Minecraft. But I guess it really depends on what you would define as being hard. You know, for me, most things are relatively easy, just because I have been playing for like 13 years. But it remains to be seen on whether or not I could really classify myself as good at Minecraft either. I'm good at aspects of it, but I'm not good at everything. I think since we're already getting close to the surface, let's just kind of come out and put away my stuff. You're so old, you were the first person to ever have a name. That's wild. That's so wild. Where are you? I am deep in the caves right now. But I'm actually headed back home soon, so I'm good at eating. I'm not even good at that. That's, you know, I'll accept, you know, your skill level at eating is probably higher than my skill level at eating. I'm the only one posting memes. I know, I wish somebody else would post so you could at least get some use out of the channel too. But I am glad somebody's using it. I'm thinking about condensing all of our images channels though down into media. Because we do have like, we've got food, memes, hobbies. We may even have one specifically about art, but I think that's hobbies. I'm kind of thinking about condensing that all down though. Food is a good one. I do like the food channel, but I think it could just all be in the media channel to be entirely real. Oh no, the channel owner got turned into a ghost, but is still dedicated to playing Minecraft. We love Minecraft here, dude. Can't get enough of it. Hello, Death Knight. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. My level of Minecraft at the moment is almost dying to berry bushes. Everything you do is impressive. Well, I appreciate that. I guess it is all relative, isn't it? I don't have any memes on hand to post. That's fair. Oh, I ate a waffle yesterday? Hey, Waffle Wednesday. We love that. We love ourselves some Waffle Wednesday. Oh, we have a full inventory. Okay. Well, that works out. Okay. Boop, boop. I'm going to do that. So we'll save the last one to be the full block, I guess. I think that works pretty good, hopefully. I don't know. Ads what? Let me resub. Oh no, don't do it, Nathan. You have YouTube. You could go to YouTube and get ad free. Don't spend your money on me, dude. Would they add more food with egg into Minecraft? I would like to see eggs be used more with Minecraft, especially. Like, I feel like they could do a couple more recipes than what they've already done. Somebody asked earlier what I thought they would add to Minecraft, right? I forget who it was. Let me scroll up. Oh, it may have been Tracy asking about the rabbit jockey. Yeah, that was. Nathan, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Thanks for choosing me with your Prime, dude. Appreciate it so much. 6 months. Crazy. Crazy stuff there, dude. Appreciate ya. Do they not tell you when your sub runs out anymore? Now you just gotta know. Have you seen the new snapshot? I have. I actually really like it. What do you guys think of the snapshot? I'm curious. You guys cannot like it. It's not gonna hurt my feelings if you don't like it. I personally am a huge fan, though. I think they're really adorable mobs. What kind of care did you give the horse that has all bones left? I killed its rider and then lured it away, and I haven't fed it, I guess. That's probably part of it. Admittedly, I'm not good at taking care of horses, but I do really want a horse. I think horses are great. And I mean in real life, not just in Minecraft anymore. Real life horses would be cool. Like, could you imagine, let's say, like, you know, I'm a fugitive and, like, I gotta escape and we're in the age of electric vehicles so they can track them. So I get on my trusty steed and we ride off into the sunset and escape towards... I guess I'd probably go south because there's not much to go north. And I don't do well in the cold. So we would escape down south and we'd head towards, I guess you could probably get straight on down to South America. And my horse and I would travel all the way down there. And then we would find a boat that would ship us across the sea. And we would end up somewhere in Asia. Okay? And I'd ride across Asia all the way to Europe to find one of my friends. And then I guess I would live with them with my horse. It would be a great time. The chances of that happening, next to nothing. But if it did happen, I'd be ready because I'd have a horse. I think this is a perfectly reasonable reason to have a horse, don't you guys? Anytime I see a baby animal in Minecraft now, I just like it so much, stabbing it dead on sight. I think somebody's just salty that that Mojang touched something. I have a feeling. The chickens are just cubes. Oh, they're little tiny cubes. They're so adorable. W Nathan, heck yeah, W Nathan. We love Nathan in this household. Yes. What's your favorite Minecraft item? Dirt. Actually, no, I take that back. I like spruce wood. It's my favorite block. If we're just talking item though, not blocks included, probably copper. Copper has a lot of great uses to craft blocks. I just really love building. That's the thing I'm realizing here. Building in Minecraft is my bread and butter. The chickens and pigs are so cute. Yay, name tags. Name tags are great. I can't wait to craft those. Dead on sight murderer. Your trusty Scooter. I know a person called Scooter. You know a person called Scooter. Really? My family had a pet named Scooter at one point, but I've never met a person named Scooter. That's interesting. Over the next update, But will there be baby skeletons? I sure hope not. I really, really hope there's no baby skeletons. If they add baby skeletons, that might be something worth rioting over. They'd have to make it actually worth the fight, and I don't know what that would be. There's not much worth in fighting a skeleton already. I like the bones. It's really nice to have bones. But skeletons are a pain in the butt. Could you imagine having a skeleton that's... Oh man, it would be shorter and faster. That would be awful. I had to kill the baby, guys. I'm sorry. It had to happen. We need to craft some stuff here. We need a helmet and boots. There we go. Boop, boop. Sleep. Let's go. I'm early. Hey, welcome on in, Water Ghost. Hello, hello. How's it going? Thank you for spending your taxes. I appreciate it. I recently learned the countries of Europe and South America, like on a country's map quiz. That's awesome. How'd it go? But whoever made like half the countries of Europe have another country that sounds like it annoys me. That's so fair. Like Slovakia and Slovenia. Yeah. That's so fair. That is so fair. As somebody who has tried at one point in time to learn all the different countries, screw that. I'm not doing that. It's not something I particularly care enough to do to remember all the different things, because like you said, there's quite a few that just have very similar sounding names, and I don't know if I have the willpower to deal with that, if I'm being real. I'll go with this, and then I'm kind of thinking we should bring some wood with us, just to be safe. Reg, what if you had time for an SMP? Would you want to join in on a thing? Maybe? I don't know if I really do have time for an SMP, because I'm struggling to get everything that I want to do set up. Like, I haven't worked on game development in a while. Oh, this looks so much better with grass on it. Okay, that is a lot better. But there's a good possibility that I would be interested, yeah. I just got free of one of my SMP commitments, so I prefer it to not be like a super long SMP. Just because I am starting a Forever World on top of doing a long-term creative project soon. And in addition to that, there are a couple of outstanding offers that I have right now that I technically owe time to. But I don't say no until I know more. Or I try not to. It'd be so fun to see a new baby axolotl. That would be interesting. Learn them all, jeez. Doing good, but I had to do this project on daylight savings time, and it was a huge pain. Oh, I hate daylight savings. It's got very interesting history, though. I know what this is. They're all very similar. Yeah, they are. I guess once you learn the naming scheme, it probably helps. You can just kind of make one up, and it's probably right. That probably is nice, I suppose. I don't know. What do you think about the update to the leader zombies? I'm not familiar with that. What are leader zombies? There's some more iron. There's some lapis. I think we go down that way. Season 1 won't be until, like, March. Okay. If you want to send me some details about it, I would be happy to look it over. I may not be able to give you a firm answer. Just, like, right now, I would have to probably say no. Just if I can't bank on things changing or getting better yet. But, I'd be happy to look it over and see. And there's a good chance that maybe things will change. But I don't want to, like, give you a yes or leave you in limbo either if you need an answer, like, sooner rather than later. I try to be fair as I can be anyway. True and fair. Surprisingly, Ben Franklin didn't make it, which most people believe. Hey, autocorrect, what the heck? Oof. Autocorrect. Autocorrect is a silly little thing. Autocorrect screws me over a lot. I'm not gonna lie. It's it's a process. Me and autocorrect don't get along too well. I've said things that I don't mean because of autocorrect. Take that for what you will. Time when I said believe and not believe. You know, it's okay. I'll send you to Discord. It has more info. Okay, bet. Thank you. I will take a look at it. Appreciate it. There's usually diamonds down here, so I'm just kind of looking around. Diamonds have a higher spawn rate in these water caves than they do anywhere else, so... Don't know if I can see some under that glow lichen or not. It's kind of hard to see. No, there is none. Okay. Okay, go. Ah, that was terrifying. Okay, what do you think about the updated leader zombies? I'm not familiar with what those are. What are those, Tracy? I once said it instead of Birch in an SPKers chat. Fill in the blank via mind. The autocorrect? Okay. I see. Okay. Good old autocorrect. We love it. Autocorrect used to make me say things that I would never say. Like, the only times I've ever actually, like, technically, like, texted swear words, for example, would have only been through mistakes with my, autocorrect. It really doesn't like the word sit. Like, I'm going to sit on that chair over there. It changed it to something else. It does a number of those things to me. Admittedly, it's kind of funny. So I can't be too mad. But, it's not as funny when it's happening to you and you're texting your mom or dad and you have to explain to them why you just said what you did. Pooping on chairs is your hobby? I guess so. Apparently. It's because it's AI powered and not like pattern recognition or something. Oof. That's unfortunate. Yeah, that could do it. What? Somebody wasn't paying attention. Shame on you, Swiftu. I don't want to be next to a guy that poops on chairs. You know, you'd be surprised by the number of people that poop on a chair. Because I would argue a toilet is a chair. And I would hope that most of us, at least, like, if we're gonna poop anywhere, we're gonna poop on a toilet. Like, that would be where I would. I poop in sinks like a reasonable person. Ah, a man of culture, I see. Okay. Shame in Italian. Admiral, thanks for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. Busy talking about your retinol facial cream? What? Oh, recording hall. I see. Okay. I did not read that part. That was out of the blue for me, Coral. Zombies with 20 to 50 hearts, that when hit, they can spawn more zombies. I mean, we do have zombie social spawning. I don't know if I would like to see another zombie variant, at least not for a little while. Because we do have quite a lot. If we do get one, I think it should be in the snow. We're just not getting very deep. Let's just dig down from here. But... okay. Reading my chat, sometimes I regret it. Wouldn't people consider a toilet a chair? I would consider a toilet a chair, personally. Also, Nuclear Warhead Cookie. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I'm gonna ask you something. Do you know who PC Gus is, by chance? Nepter, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Yes, that's why I'm named this. Okay, I was gonna say, I recognize your profile picture. And the cookie is kind of throwing me around a little bit here. I was just gonna ask. I know him. Gus is pretty cool. Although that might be why you know me, is because of Gus. I don't know. Just finished drawing. That took me 5 hours. Oh my goodness, dude. GG's. I wish I could do art. It's something I really do, like, look at, and I admire that people can do it. But I'm so bad. And I just don't have the patience to do it, unfortunately. Maybe one day we'll get around to it. I think it would be a fun skill to pick up. I don't know. I'll put a pic of it in Discord. Please do. I'd love to see it. I get that. Yeah. I fear I shouldn't escalate this further. Yeah, I'm reading this, I'm like, this is gonna... If Admiral says anything, this is gonna get infinitely worse, because I know Admiral well enough. Most of you would probably be weirded out by the level that he'll take a joke. Which, admittedly... like... is a good skill to have. But it's a scary skill to have. And Admiral possesses that scary skill. I'll put a picture in Discord. I get that. I'm gonna head out. Have a good day. I'll probably come back later. Alright, sounds good, Nuclear. Appreciate you popping in. Hope you have a good rest of your night or day, depending on where you're at. And we'll catch you another time. Thank you. We're gonna be on for about another hour or so. Okay, we're good. I'm just trying to keep an eye on the time because I do need to do other things after this. Particularly in reference to finishing the current episode. And then I also... oh! I know some of you guys watch Stranger Things. How was that? I don't watch it myself. I heard the last episode was a disappointment. But, it's had some time to settle, hopefully. How did you guys feel? How was it? In my opinion, it is one of my most detailed. Okay, I'll have to check it out then. If I remember, I'll respond to it on Discord too, so that way you can see when I do respond. But I know sometimes I forget, so I'm not gonna promise that necessarily. There is nothing down here. Okay, well. Death. Death it is. Okay. We'll go up and follow the lava, I think. Leader zombie are zombies that have 20 to 50 hearts. They have a chance to spawn a zombie when hit. I mean, we already have something similar to that, though, don't we? Like, zombie social spawning, when you just, like, hit a zombie. They spawn more. I don't know if we necessarily need a leader. There could possibly be a boss in the future that follows a somewhat similar mechanic, I would say. That could happen. But if we're gonna get any more zombies, I think at this point we just need a cold zombie. Because we have one underwater, we got the warm, we've got the husks. We've got really all that we need. In terms of zombies, in my opinion. I guess there could be a swamp zombie. We don't have those. I don't know. King, the ending was bad. The entire fandom, including me, gaslit ourselves that the ending was fake and based off potholes. There's a secret real ending, and the ending they made was fake. Like, that they released to you guys a fake ending and there's gonna be a new ending coming out later? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying, like... I'm confused. Conformity gate? Yes? I mean, that would be quite the interesting thing. I think people would still be mad about that. I heard it was pretty bad, but, I don't watch Stranger Things, so I can't really comment on it. That's how bad it was. That's insane. They already added Leader Zombie? I haven't heard of that before. That's interesting. Coop was very strong with Stranger Things fans. I hyped up the big final battle against the big bad. Just wait for the documentary. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. I did hear about that. They're making a documentary. They're making a documentary about the ending that nobody liked. Why? No, the series. Oh. The making of season 5? I think that's a silly idea. It's just a cash cow at this point. Milk every dollar out of it that they still can. And who's the sucker? The consumer. Netflix. I will be 100% real with you guys. Netflix has always been a disappointment. I don't like raining on other people's parade, but most things that Netflix has a hand in, it turns out pretty awful. With a few exceptions. And those exceptions, Netflix really doesn't have much of a hand in. For example, like K-pop Demon Hunters. Unironically, I like it. That said, though, Netflix didn't really do much. They just were distributing it. Sony was the one that made it. Like, that's probably like the only thing I can think of that Netflix really had much to say about. I mean, they chose to distribute that product. That's about it. What is the hardest hour to play Minecraft? Early game is really hard, I would say, especially if you're playing in hard mode like I am right now. It gets pretty difficult at times, but I find it's also the most rewarding time because, you know, everything is just that little bit more difficult to get and to do. But you end up proud of where you go with it, I feel like. Let's charge into battle with that zombie so it knows we are a tiger and not a Hello Kitty cat. Hello Kitty has a DLC for Minecraft, and the soundtrack for that, unironically, is a bop. Like, I love it. We legit convinced ourselves that because the colors of the graduation gowns were orange, that meant all the characters were in a world controlled by Vecna. The finale they posed was fate. All I know about Stranger Things is people have the telekinesis thing. I have no clue what you guys are talking about at this point. This is beyond what I know. A lot of new shows do that nowadays. How does one color reveal that much lore? Stranger Things people, you know. Everything has a meaning in Stranger Things, from my understanding. Or at least that's the thought process of fans, especially when they don't like something, which is fair. You'll find anything to change what reality may or may not be, and I kind of respect it. Because from what you guys are telling me, the ending was actually just that bad. Do I not have, like... I guess I don't really have much else to do here. It doesn't, we're coping. And in the finale, the Demogorgons, who are the main monster for most of the series, aren't in the final battle at all. Dang. They just really dropped the ball, huh? I mean, like, I know the hype for this was really big. So I do want to, like, give some grace to the creators in some degree here. In order to meet the expectations of your audience when the hype is just that big is near impossible. But it sounds like they really fumbled. They really, really fumbled. And your chat is never going to cope watching anime, bruh. The amount of fake endings in anime is crazy. That's partially why I can't really get behind anime. Fake endings just, I don't know, for me it hurts. It ruins part of the story, I feel like. Which is partially why I'm not a huge fan of, like, for example, in Star Wars, a lot of people just die and then they come back later, and it's like, you know, unless you see them die on screen, they're probably not dead kind of deal. I really get sick of that. I would really love to see when a character dies, like, it's only cool if they come back when it's almost never a thing that a character comes back. You know, there needs to be finality to a lot of things in order for something to remain impactful. Where are we? We're at Y59? Okay. I suppose it's time for us to dig. And they claim that it's because Vecna, who has powers to enter people's minds and did it twice in the finale, and when he enters minds, sees every thought and didn't see their plan coming, so he... What? How... That's just lazy writing. Saying, is Vecna entered the minds and entered the minds of the people in the mind? I'm so confused. I think he went into the minds, and then the Vecna just didn't see what their plan was, and so therefore the plan succeeded? Or something? I forgot about a dog and Will's birthday. You're beyond me at this point. But all I know is there's a lot of oversight here. Like, it sounds like they tried to cram too much into one ending, and they really should have probably either proceeded with an extra season, or they shouldn't have tried to tell as many stories in one ending, because it sounds like there's too many plot points to keep track of with this ending. I recently watched Andor with my brother, Admiral, and him and I pretty well, I think, mostly agreed. They tried to have too many characters in the ending, and so a lot of it just didn't feel super satisfying in our opinions. And the characters that we really liked didn't really have much at the end besides like a brief mention, and the ending is kind of left open to interpretation, even though like it picks up right, or it ends right before Rogue One, so we don't see a lot of those characters ever again. And so unless they show up again in a later project, it's just kind of like it felt very useless for them all for some of them to live, or for some of them to have as much screen time as they did. He could just be making stuff up. It's just word salad to me. Honestly, same thing here. I don't understand, but fair enough. I forgot they put a whole Demogorgon in a fridge. What? What? They also didn't give a real final ending. Eleven's fate is left to the audience. That's exactly what they did in Stranger Things. That's stupid. None of the characters are even well developed enough for a spinoff. I would say there's one character. I will spoil Andor here a little bit. Yes, it did come out a little while ago. I think... Hey, Siri. When did Andor Season 2 come out? Okay, it's been almost a full year. So I'll go ahead and talk about it a little bit. I think they could do some stuff with Dedra. She was a very compelling character, in my opinion. At first glance, she just seems like an evil just to be evil person, but she realizes that she's a necessary evil. I really liked that as a character. Characters that are evil because they have to be are like some of the most terrifying villains, or the most compelling villains as well. Example, like Thanos. There's a reason people loved him so much. He wasn't just, I'm gonna kill everybody to impress a girl like he is in the comics. He was, I'm killing everybody to save them from suffering like I have. Which is why, even though he was very flawed in his thinking, and ultimately is morally wrong, he's at least got a decent enough point that you can point at and say, you know, he's a bad guy, but I can't say his intentions are all bad. You still root for the heroes, probably, but, I don't think, I don't think anybody can truly say, like, he's a terrible villain. I think he's actually probably one of the best written villains in recent history, anyway. And then things kind of fell off from there, but we'll get there when we get there, I suppose. I liked her character, and she would have made a great spinoff. However, she didn't get the ending that would work with that. I think there's a chance that it does. she could show up later under, like, somebody else. I could see, like, if they... Here's an option. Thrawn, yes. I was gonna say, Thrawn would help. Because he's one of those guys, he's a little more unconventional. And he looks at the base facts. This person gets results. So, let me go get you. And you're gonna help me. So, I'm glad we were on the same wavelength there. She was a wasted character, though, in my opinion. She could have done so much more in the series. They end with Bix, Cassian Andor's wife, on another planet, holding a baby. I think it's implied that that's his baby, but it could also very well have just been somebody else's child, and she moved on. Like, it wasn't very clear about that. Same with Cyril. It's never really implied. Yeah, I guess it's not implied. It's just... It's the only thing that makes sense, given her character up until that point. Otherwise, it's like she abandoned him and then went off and forgot about him. Which would just be a betrayal of everything they built her to be. So in my opinion, that was a little open-ended, in my opinion, but maybe it's very obvious to other people. Maybe there were signs beforehand that we didn't know about, or that I just didn't clock into. I don't know. Yeah, Cyril was a good character. I wouldn't mind seeing more of him, even if they did like a prequel to him. Or they could just do a show about the two of them. Because I really liked the dynamic they had there. Slice of life Star Wars was not something I ever thought I wanted to have. But now it's something that I need to have. It's just peak. I don't know how to explain it, but slice of life sci-fi is amazing. Each main character in Stranger Things legit get 3 seconds of their future after the events. That's awful. Even Phineas and Ferb did a better finale, and they proceeded to add another season on top of that. I don't know if any of you remember that, but like Phineas and Ferb, when they were ending the show, they did like a snippet or like a whole episode. I can't remember how much it was. I think it was a full episode of what their future would be like when they grew up. And like that was very well put together. It gave everybody proper screen time. I almost feel like in shows like that, where they've been building up these characters for a long time, and it's about them getting an ending they deserve. You almost need like half an episode to even like... I mean, it just depends. How many characters are there in Stranger Things? Like, how many main characters? Like, if there's only like 4 or 5, go all the way up to like 6, maybe, you'd probably be okay. And you could probably show everybody's future within the course of like 5 to 10 minutes. The main 5, okay. Yeah, in that case, there's no reason for them to have only done like that short a time. They could have done a couple of minutes each. Just kind of poor use of time, I would say. I wonder if they were doing that for spin-off potential, or if that was just them trying to stuff too many things in one episode and flopping. I still can't believe I read all the lore from Destiny. It took 3 months of not doing anything else. That is insane. Destiny has some pretty deep lore from what I understand. I've only played a little bit of one of the games, I think. And it was pretty fun. I just haven't played it ever since. The finale did get the rights to Purple Rain by Prince and used it really well. It's a decent song. Good choice. Like, Will's future is just him in a bar with a random boyfriend. That's, like, crazy. I've heard the whole controversy about that. I don't have an opinion on it because, quite frankly, I couldn't care. But from what I've heard, basically the whole scene about that was way overplayed. And then seemingly apparently out of place from what I heard. I don't know that to be true. Like I said, I don't watch Stranger Things. That's just what I've heard a lot of people saying. Which, you know, that's just the way some of those things go, I guess. Hello, Frost. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Let me get those redeems out of the way for you. Posture check, hydrate, submit taxes. Thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. And I see some candy there from Nepter as well. I'll grab some of that in a minute. There's like the main five: Max, Joyce, Hopper, and Jonathan, and Steve, and Robin, and Nancy. Jonathan, Steve, Robin, and Nancy get more future than the main five. That might be true. I don't know. Okay, thank you for the candy. Let me see what I got in here. Try to find one of the more premium pieces. I'm feeling it today. There we go. This may or may not be true, but apparently the reason season 5 is so bad is because one of the Duffer brothers got a divorce with his wife, who is apparently the main writer and ideas that Ross used and kind of stole from her. I definitely could see that playing into it a little bit. Sometimes it's kind of like, sometimes you need a sounding board to bounce ideas off of and to help you scale back certain things. Sometimes you're so ambitious in certain areas that you need somebody to ground you back down. That may have been what happened there. You know, if she were there, maybe she would have said, hey, you're trying to tell too many stories in one ending. Or, what about this person? What happens to them? Oh, we didn't think about that. Or, you said this, but you need more of this. And that definitely could have helped. What the random is this? Oh, it's very, very relevant. I think detail-wise they could have done better, definitely. Some bad CGI in some parts, but I love the ending. I hate to say it, Season 4 is 10 times better, visually, character-wise, story-wise, suspension-wise. Dang. That's fair. That's fair. From what I've heard, it was pretty disappointing, but it may have still been good. Honestly, a lot of people have been saying, like, for example, Marvel movies are bad now. I don't think they're outright bad. I just don't think they're nearly as good as they have been. I've seen a lot of bad movies, but these are the newer ones are kind of like average. So I could very well see this being the case with like Stranger Things. It may just be an average kind of season, I guess. Whereas, you know, all the rest of them have been so good. So by comparison, it's just, it feels bad. I don't know. Like I said, I don't watch Stranger Things. I may watch it now that it's all over, just so I can make an actual opinion about it. I know it's been going on for a very long time, so there's probably a lot of history there for people who watched it as it was coming out. It's like, we waited for this ending forever now, and the ending was kind of disappointing. That's completely fair. Everybody's got a right to be upset about that, I would say. Why couldn't they have just said that the person was just dead? I like Stranger Things. That's awesome. I'm glad that you guys like things. Like, that's awesome. I'm trying to be very careful when I say stuff that it doesn't come across like I'm trashing anything you guys like. Personally, if I don't like something, that doesn't mean you guys can't like it. And if I do like something, that doesn't mean you guys have to like it. Please don't want to see what you think. I'll look into it. I don't have Netflix. I just don't really watch anything or I don't really have an interest in most things there. But if I ever get around to it, I'll check it out and I'll let you know. Al, did I welcome you in? I don't know if I did. I can't remember. Welcome on in. Thank you for submitting your taxes. 25 times total. GG's. Volume 1 was so good. Volume 2 sucked. But please do. I want to see what you think. Yeah. Okay, we got about 30 more minutes down here, and I've not found any diamonds. This is starting to get a little concerning. I just forget that submit taxes are a thing. No, it's fair. It happens. I forget too sometimes. There was a character who died and very clearly died, but then someone was like, no, this is why they're alive, and they left the death, like, suggestive, but they are dead. That's... Again, that just feels like they were trying to build up, like, a spin-off potential so they can end the mainline story, but have room for... but have room to tell a different story if they so desire. I don't know. There is no plans for spinoffs. I mean, that's what they say, but... You know, I think that may just be Netflix saying, we don't know if we want this yet. There's one spinoff for a story between 2 and 3, I see. Nice one, yeah, okay. I'm following. I would say more than likely it's just they don't have anything greenlit or they're under NDAs, so they can't say, like, hey, we are doing this. It's part of what sucks about some of the entertainment world is there are a lot of NDAs where it's just like, I can't talk about that. I'm not authorized to say anything. But it does make it so it's kind of like, if they wanted to fix this, they need to talk about it, like, soon, because otherwise people are just going to make up their own endings, and anything they do or say won't compare to the ending that the fan wrote, for example. They want a new, like, concept, though, with the same vibe in a new town, new characters, new actors. That sounds strange. That sounds very, very strange. Here's your dab, Frost. This affects like one person. That's funny. Netflix loves money. There'll be spin-offs. Yeah. Yeah, there definitely will be spin-offs. I don't doubt that. It's just a matter of who they can get to come back to. You know, I don't know about the actors. They may not want to do it. You know? Like, as much as it did make their career, you can only play a character for so long before you're ready to go explore other opportunities. and they may have outstanding offers from other, you know, productions that they just haven't been able to do because of being busy with Stranger Things. Who knows? That's just a theory. I don't know. I don't think they can do a spin-off. They aren't kids anymore. It would be hard. I mean, they could do stuff in the future. I don't know. It's good because it's lore about something you see in season 5, which is basically the origin of Vecna. Okay. But hey, that's just a theory. A film theory. They aren't kids at the end of Stranger Things. It shows their future. Yeah, I would say they should. I would say if they're going to go anywhere, go into the future a little bit. But I don't know. I only understand a very brief premise of Stranger Things to begin with. So I don't know if, based on how it ends, if there's any reason to continue other than just providing like a update almost. Doesn't matter, big companies get make spin-offs because they hate original IPs. Their futures suck, they look old and depressing. I mean, that could be in and of itself something to expand upon, though. I mean, most people don't like to watch happy shows. I mean, I don't know about you, but a show with no struggle, or just all happy, it can be fun. Like, Forrest Gump is one of my favorite movies. And it's just about this guy who is, you know, like, he's very much unaware of societal norms anyway. But, you know, he's a very, you know, happy-go-lucky kind of guy. But, you know, the movie is actually really sad. Very, very sad. But the main character is happy. And that could work, but I don't know. I would struggle to watch a movie or a show where the characters are already living a pretty good life, you know? One of the characters' features just him sitting in front of a typewriter typing. Ginny Georgia is really good. Fantasy books that come to life. Boom, spinoff. There you go. The words you write come to life. You could do something with that. There's something there. Oh. Bop. 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 We're not fighting any diamonds. We're in trouble here. I think we're gonna have to probably call it soon. So I've got 20 minutes till the end, and I still just haven't found anything. It's just, I don't know what to do. You make a whole spin-off of that character hearing "Good luck, babe" for the first time. I think they filmed season 5 like season 4 and focused on more character plot than cheesy filler scenes and made the CGI smidge better. Season 5 would be my favorite scene, but I think season 4 wipes it clean. That's fair. I did see a little bit of CGI on Twitter from, like, I think it was one of the final scenes. I don't know. And it just looked like the Linkin part in the end video, which I know a lot of people have already drawn comparisons to it, so, like, I'm not saying anything new. But, like, that's the level of CGI we're talking, is it was, like, early 2000s is what it looked like to me. When Elle is fighting a monster, she flies in between its legs and it's so bad. So many times you can see the CGI. That's awful. They must have either been rushed or they just used their budget on everything else. I don't know. In my opinion, they spent most of their budget on the final episode and didn't have a lot for the other episodes. I see. Radio tower climbing scene was so bad. That's unfortunate. Final episode had some of the worst CGI. It was probably a lot more ambitious too. That's kind of the problem with CGI. The more ambitious you go, the more you need to spend. But if you keep it at a locked budget, it's just gonna all look really bad. Like, for context, in the final episode, the final battle is against this big, massive monster. I see. And we called it out when watching it, because it was really an intense scene. I was like, wow, that looks terrible, then locked back in. That's unfortunate. Monster looks amazing. Okay, so they spent all their money on the monster. The rest of it doesn't look great, though. That's fair. That scared me. Some of the season 1 CGI honestly looks better. Man, that sucks. I'm sorry. That really sucks. Because I know a lot of you guys are probably looking forward to this, and like, it sounds like there's a lot of disaster there. And like, sure, there was some good moments, or maybe, okay moments even. But it still sucks that it wasn't like, good. I don't know. Jasmine, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Hello, hello. The lighting in the upside down makes them look like they're standing in front of a green screen. Dang. I did hear about that, Swiftu. Vecna fight could have been longer. Yeah. Up on the ground, the chickens might all get turned into KFC by a fox. I forgot. Oh no, we are in a fox biome. Oh, that's bad. Wait, we need to go up. My pickaxe broke anyway. Yeah, let's try to get out of here. This is a flop anyway. Character gets everyone to hear him come out, including his science teacher, some girl from Chicago. They had everybody in that scene. I guess it was to save them from having to say anything later, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'm not in a position to make a full-on opinion on it. It just sounds like it was maybe a little overdone. And if they were going to do it, they probably should have done it in an earlier season anyway. Because I feel like in the final season, we shouldn't be introducing a whole bunch of story points or necessarily changing characters, but rather closing their stories. That would make more sense to me. But I don't know. Maybe I might catch some flack for this one. I don't know. You know, there is this thing about award shows. Maybe Netflix had to hit a certain metric and in order to be able to be nominated for an award, and so they just said, you know what, we were toying with this idea last season, throw it in there. I don't know. I know that's a very common thing, and I think that's just disrespectful in general. To just say, yes, we're using you only for awards. Like, that's a spit in the face. But I don't like I said, I don't know that to be true. What is this IP? There's no IP. This isn't, this is a solo world, not viewer joinable. Find out he's clear in episode 1. Can I sub? You're more than welcome to sub. Yeah, anyone can subscribe if they want to. Although I think you already did. Didn't you? Thought you did. My last season. Should have done it last season. That's fair. The season before. Not directly. He doesn't say it directly. He said it a lot and very obviously. I think episode 4 may have been the best of the season. Friends, and I'll pass. Best friends. I swear. What the heck? Is this guy L streamer? That's crazy. That's wild. Bro hopped from Twitch chat just to say that. Didn't it say to subscribe? I don't... I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about, but... maybe. Like the new logo, probably not very visible. I'm not in Twitch chat. But... Ooh. Okay. I do like that. That is very nice. That is very, very nice. No idea who you are. Never met you. Been uploading more too. Haven't streamed. I did see... I'm still subscribed to you. So I saw... you did some... I think it was some Valorant, right? I think. I haven't gotten to watch any of them, but I do see occasionally when you upload. Leroy, how long have you played the guitar? Oh. Good question. I started when I was like 8 years old. Probably 2012. But I didn't really stick with it because I was just a kid. My parents eventually took me and got lessons at... would have been 12, maybe. So, 9 years, I think, somewhere around there. I've been playing for a little bit. I'm not great, but I do like playing on occasion. But, could you answer my question? What question did you ask, Jerry? I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Got some bangers. Yeah, a lot. It was doing the best on my channel. My most recent video is the funniest. I've been trying to do more editing. I'm definitely a funny moments cut off YouTuber now, but it's funny. I'll have to check it out sometime then. Where am I going? I need to get out. Up. There we go. I just joined. Do you have any Minecraft questions you need answered? That's what I said. Okay, I see. I don't think so. I've been playing Minecraft for about 13 years, so I don't know everything. Like, I'm not that kind of guy. But I know a lot, so... And when I don't, I usually end up Googling it. Just because I'm very spontaneous when I need that information. This man's got some builds that blow your mind. He may not be crafty, but man, oh man, I do have some pretty cool builds. I do have some pretty cool stuff. I'll show you guys sometime. Again, I need to do another showcase. If any of you like need to see a big build like immediately, you can check out the King SMP Season 2 video. It's out on my YouTube channel already, so that's like available. And then I guess there's like also the Season 3 video will be coming out at some point. But, yeah, I think Season 2 is the only one I really have that's readily available right now. Now I'm in here, switching it up. You're keeping me on my toes. Okay, let's go up here, I guess. Ow. Ow again. Okay, we gotta run and hide. I think this way will take me out anyway, so we're gonna go here. Gotta change my Twitch name on 1 second. Alright, sounds good. I'm the same way, but I'm trying to build better. I'm not great. A lot of copy paste. That's honestly the best way to get better at building. You know, ultimately, everything I've learned is just a summarization of skills that I've picked up from other people. But that's also like real life, you know. For example, my guitar, it's a combination of what my brother taught me, what my dad taught me, and then most of what my music teacher taught me, and then what I eventually went onto YouTube and learned myself. So there's nothing wrong with taking other people's skills and applying them to yourself, and taking their techniques and, you know, tweaking it to fit your style or whatever. You know, a lot of Grian videos helped make my builds a lot better. What kind of play do you like? Redstone, building, etc. I usually build like a farm or two, then I get straight into building big builds. I don't really do a ton of redstone, but I am going to try to do more with the Forever World. It's just something I've always skipped over because a lot of my projects end up being short time frames, so I just don't have time to really focus and build, you know, large structures. Or, well, I get to build large structures, or I get to build large redstone contraptions. I don't get to do both. So with this world not ever ending, it's kind of nice to be able to say, you know what, I can do both now. I'm not really going to do many farms if I can avoid it. I may just wait for a long time to do farms too, I don't know. But most of the time, just big builds. That's kind of my thing. I may actually have time to show you guys a big build before we end. When's the next set of ads? Which says it's going to be a couple of minutes, so we're good. Okay, if I can get up to the surface, I'll show you guys some of my builds really quick. I'm playing Cobblemon, and I made an arena and a healing station. I'm so proud of it. That's awesome. I mean, I do that time to time for like redstone or specific builds, but I mostly build the same build over and over again. I've been trying to be more creative in building houses and stuff. Okay, I see, yeah. That's fair. I do that too. There's one house in specific I built in like every single world. I had to stop doing it last King SMP season because it was becoming my go-to. And so nowadays I don't really ever build houses. That's just my solution. If I stop building houses, then I don't have to try to come up with a new base. I can just build what I want to build, you know? So recently, I've been trying to build things that I don't usually do. Where are we? I think the house is that way. So for example, right now, I built a dirt house. You know, that's not something many people like to build because it's kind of ugly, and it still very much is ugly right now. But I'm gonna take you guys in and like we'll take a look. I mean, it's not anything to like be impressed about, but eventually it will. Eventually it'll be something, and I'm gonna do more to this over time. But I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone and just try new things, you know. Interiors is something I struggle with very clearly, I think. So here I am, and I've been trying to do some more with the interior, and I'm going to do even more a little later. I think some windows would be nice. Probably some stuff to hang from the ceiling, because it's kind of plain up there, you know, things like that. But I want to get better at all that stuff, and this gives me a great place to challenge who I am and what I do. I don't know if you saw my last message. If you didn't, to sum it up, is there a way I could send you something? Like a physical item? Not really. I don't think. The best way might be if I end up at a convention, you could give it to me there if you're also there. But I don't have like a PO box or anything like that. Been trying different roofs first and different like layout for houses. That blossom tree on the SMP was one of the best builds ever for me. That was a pretty cool tree. I liked it. Speaking of SMP, is that still up or the new season out? No, it's still closed. I'm hoping it'll open up again in 2026, but I'm not gonna promise anything because there's a lot of logistical nightmares with that. But I would like it to come back, yes. King is not my music full-grown builder. Crazy. It's a nice dirt cake. Thank you. Interiors are the hardest build skill to learn. They take so much time. They really do. And I mean, there's only so much you can do with certain spaces, and you know, every idea I have is just very clunky. I think this build in specific could just use a little bit more love from the wood and maybe even from stone as well. I don't know. The interior just, it kind of sucks a little bit. So I'm gonna work on it for a little bit. We'll see. I may need to go to a convention then. It's okay. I need to go to one too. I want to try to do TwitchCon this year, but it just depends on a lot of factors. We'll see. VidCon could even be a possibility. Who knows? Can I join? Hello, Elijah. Welcome on in. This server, or this world is not a server. It's a single-player world, unfortunately. I saw that a bit ago. Any specific reason I see, I would too. TwitchCon EU. That would be a lot of fun. I've never left the country, though. So it would have to be something... It would be fun. Oh, man, that would be so fun. I don't have any friends that would probably go, though. That's the thing I'm worried about. Like, with San Diego, I know some people who have said they want to go with me. I still need to talk to them and see if they're serious about that. EU is a little bit further out there for me, but I would like to go there. It would be a lot of fun. I'm gonna lurk for a bit while I get tired. So if I'm not back by the time stream's over, it was nice chatting for a bit. I'm gonna try and be more active, but we'll see. That's a-okay, dude. Appreciate you hopping in, Frosty. Appreciate it very much. Why not prepare food and weapons, then mount a horse and take the dog to find a village and its inhabitants? Working as a miner all the time will make my hands ache. I'm actually gonna take a while before I actually go and do villagers. Lurking both chats, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Gangsta status. I'm intentionally playing the game really slowly. So, you know, I don't even have full diamond yet. I could have probably had full diamond by now. It's just I'm kind of taking my pace, you know. I would like better food, so that's something I'm going to focus on. Whether it be with the chickens or getting some cows. Probably cows, because we need leather for books. I'm actually doing questions and comments of the day for every single video that we make on here. So that's going to be a fun thing. But I'm going to hold off on villagers probably for a couple of episodes. I don't know how long, but for a few, definitely. I may go and steal their bookshelves, though. I might do that. That's fun. If I win the lottery, I'll come to your one. Well, you know, if I win the lottery, then I'll come to yours. I think there's the deal, right? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and save and quit, and I'll show you guys some of one of my worlds really quick. I guess mining. That's not how you spell mining. Mining session 1. Yeah, save. So you start playing a lottery, then me too. Me too. Let's see. Play. Let me load it up. and then we'll wrap up stream after that. But I want to show you guys some of the things that we've done. I used to run a server that you guys could join. It was called King SMP, and it was a fun time. I look back on it fondly. Would run it again. I'll go ahead and say it on stream. I'm not gonna talk about it extensively because it just comes across like I'm looking for money. I'm not. But it costs a lot of money to run servers, and the payoff of having King SMP just quite honestly isn't worth it. This is the world download. I guess I'm gonna show you guys this a little bit. So this is spawn. So like just ignore it. I didn't build any of this. We'll turn on shaders because why not? Get a second. You're assuming I win big. If either of you wins the lottery, can I borrow $1 million, please? Ooh. I mean, if I win enough to give you $1 million, sure, why not? I don't have permission. Excuse you. I do too have permission. All right. What if they win $2? Then I guess we still give them $1 million. I don't know. Over here, this is where I built my build. I say build like it's one thing. It's a whole bunch of things. Time, set, day. So I built pretty much everything you can see here. The forest, the mountains, the temple, what's underneath the temple. Boop. I built the village inside of the... Oh, I didn't bone meal all this? Oh, that's unfortunate. I built the village. I built the mountain leading up out of the village to the Stonehenge. And I built the... Oh, man, this is starting to get a little nostalgic. We got this little river that doesn't come from anywhere because I didn't have time to finish it. I built everything. The towers, the volcano. The volcano never got finished, did it? No, it didn't. This was a fun project, though. It was a lot of fun. I'm not a stranger to big builds. This whole project was just fun to take on. As you can see, houses really aren't my specialty. Like, this house is okay. It's not by any means pretty. Like, I think a window could have just really saved it a little bit. Or putting more trapdoors down or something. Anything would have looked a lot better than what I left it at. That tree right there is custom. I built that myself. The big things are cool. They're just not very detailed. Like this, for example. The white towers are really cool. They're just, like, very plain. And a lot of that comes from the fact that I did rush to finish it. I mean, I finished a lot of what you see, especially in the mountain range. Like, just about all of what you see here, besides not the cherry biome and not what's in that bowl there. But all these trees up through here, all the grass that they're on, that cliff here, all of that was done within like the last month of this world existing. So like I spent time, so much time, and there's still a lot to go. We were gonna do cliffs all the way through here, and there was gonna be big old trees going all the way down. You know, the mountains would have extended way out to about over here, and it would connect up there. And that was going to be really cool. We were going to build villages and such throughout it. It was a really cool build. Overall, I do kind of miss it. But I was not a stranger to big things, I guess. I built these big trees. This tree right here was a schematic. Same thing with that one that I was in progress on. All of these trees were schematics as well, but I did actually place the blocks. I've never been really good at custom trees. It's something I want to get better at. So in the Forever world, I'm actually intending to try to design all of my own stuff. So I'm not gonna really try to. I'm gonna try to not steal other people's trees or other people's mountains or their house designs. You know, I may get inspired at times, but I'm not gonna outright just take it for my own. Down here we were gonna do a vault. I never finished this, which was unfortunate, but is what it is. Anyway, so yeah, I do build big things. I do play big things. My bank account doesn't read past 3 numbers, sorry. Oof. Playing Tsunami Disaster Mode or Zombie Pandemic Mode for more excitement. We may do some of that on Sunday's stream. We play mini games with chat, and so we may play on like some Hypixel or something maybe. What is this? Hardcore gone bad? This is my old Veer Joinable server. This was King SMP Season 3. Once it wrapped up, though, I just kind of was like, you know, people are asking if I build things. This is what I build. I think Elfie might still have me beat on scale, but I do build big mountains. Like, I think he still has me beat. But I think I could catch him. And the only reason I say that is I farmed. I farmed cobblestone, and then I farmed lava, and I let it go into here, and then all that went into here, which I ended up giving away a lot of the stone. So after, like, I think it was supposed to be after 24 hours of running those furnaces nonstop, you could have, like, I want to say up to here filled. It may have even been half filled, though. It was a crazy fast farm. I supplied the stone to anybody who needed it, basically. Wait, Reg, you build things? I know, it's crazy. Me? Build? No. I can't get enough of it. I can't get enough of building. I don't think I have the Twitch SMP file set up here, but otherwise I would show you guys that stuff. Do I have any? I've got King SMP Seasons 1 and 2. I could show you the Season 2 world. Season 1 isn't really all that interesting. I built this a couple years back. No permission. I beg to differ. I do have permission. This is really fun to build. Full skeletal dragon on top, too. This thing sucks to build. I did this... Let's see. The head came from... I was eyeballing a thumbnail from Meg Ray MC, who we actually raid occasionally. If she's live, we may go say hello to her. And then the rest of it was all done just by looking at horse anatomy and lizard anatomy, if I'm not mistaken. It was a whole process trying to figure out how in the world a dragon skeleton would work. And we kind of got to that point, and it looks pretty okay, I guess. You can tell what it's supposed to be. It's a little derpy looking, but the whole build here is pretty nice. Took me a long time to build, though. Horse, yeah. The only reason we went with horse skeleton was, like, the legs. Like... The problem is you can't have your wings and your arms or your shoulders attached to the same thing. So one of them has to be attached through a different means, especially when you're this close to your rib cage like that. So in horses, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it was the horse. Its front legs aren't, like, actually attached into a girdle, like the pelvic girdle. So they're actually like attached only like by ligaments, muscle, and things of that nature, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I've looked that up, but like I'm 90% sure that's where we stole it from. So I built like little bones that were supposed to kind of be representative of horse bones, I guess. It was a mess. It was a big mess to build this sucker, but it was fun. I would definitely redo some of it though. This was also before we had like Deep Slate, so, or maybe we did have Deep Slate. Did it just come out maybe? Because I'm seeing it down here. We've got like somebody's chest full of stuff. Did they X-ray? What is this? Wait. Whose base is this? Okay, hold on. Somebody built a base underneath my base, and I just had no clue. I mean, that tracks. That really does track. What's going on, Unc? Hello, Lamb. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Wow. What in the world? They had a mob farm and they didn't tell me? What the heck? What? I'm kind of offended. This is literally underneath my base. And there was a whole mob farm. And I didn't know. Anyway, that was one of my builds right there. I showed you season 3. Season 0 doesn't have anything. Season 1 has like something, but it was something we built in like 2 months total. This was King's Peak, is what it was called. And it looks okay. You know, it's nothing too crazy. It definitely could have used a lot more detail, but for 3 months, I couldn't really complain too much about it. It served its purpose. Maybe it was closer to 4 months. I don't know. I built the towers. This Star Wars stuff was my brother-in-law. Yeah. And then that was Frost. Derek, probably. I don't even know. Yeah. Lots of old stuff around here. David just beat FNAF for the first time. I was slightly proud. Slightly because he almost threw it. That's awesome. Well, congrats to him. Five Nights at Freddy's is it could be pretty difficult. Especially if he was playing like the first one. That one was kind of crazy if I'm not mistaken. Okay. I think we're done here. We're gonna start wrapping up. Give me just one moment, please. He loves Roblox. Admiral just plays Grow a Garden these days. Yeah, that's all he does. Grow a garden some more, and grow a garden even more. I told my friends that I had fought a giant dragon today, and nobody believed me. Who knew how difficult and challenging dragon fights in Minecraft can be? They are very difficult. Like, I will say this. As much as we trash on the dragon and like how easy it is, if it swoops down and gets you at the wrong moment, you're done. Like, it can just decide that it's gonna pelt you across the whole map, and you're done. It's so RNG. Boop. Boop. Alright. Let me see who we've got live right now. I've got 2 people in mind. Okay. We're going to go find somebody who's playing Minecraft as well. Breezy Brie Marie is currently live. We've rated her before. She's pretty cool. YouTube, I think this is the end of the road for you guys because I just don't have somewhere to send you. But I do appreciate you watching. Means a lot. Everybody that chose me, thank you. Can't do it without you. But hop in the raid, get some free champ points, meet a cool streamer along the way, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.